chick a man be ballin'. These chicks pigeon toed, some of them be crawlin'.
Spark FM.
Oh gosh, it's me again.
New England's #1 urban Caribbean music. Radio. Spark FM.
You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Triz.
I was too, this music is happy. I got too happy to pay attention to turning the mics on. This is a good music. I'm gonna do this. I want to chip down the road. Like that. Microphone,
This is
girl.
the jumbie head.
I like that. I like a jumbie head. And you know, I gotta talk to Andrew about doing Moko Jumbies because I feel like that might be my calling.
I was looking at some Moko Jumbies yesterday.
But my knees is so bad.
I was looking at their knee work.
Maybe if you do it, your knees will improve.
I was amazed at their knee work. I saw a video that was on YouTube. And I guess some guys were practicing to somebody's song, but the way they were dropping their knees, I was like, what the hell?
We went to Miami and those Moko Jumbies that was there,
yeah,
like, they were like dropping and they was just
and like leaning back and leaning back. Like how y'all leaning back? That's crazy.
Isn't that hurt y'all back? But they had young, vibrant backs, so
yeah,
yes.
I don't have that kind of back.
Guys, I got my Amazon order in. Thank you to my sister, who was able to assist me in calling me late at night. All she said, "Did you order your Amazon?" I was like, "Oh shit, bye." It was already like 11:45. I was like, "Oh my god!" But I got it in. So we should be getting our little fixtures coming in soon.
Why aren't they able to go late? They don't go a little later?
They do go a little later. So I would assume that I assumed that it ended at 12. I think it stopped at 2.
At 2
a.m.
Yeah, I should have still ordered.
You should have still ordered because by the time because I fell asleep with the phone like this. And I woke up and it was like 11:58 and then I checked and it was like, 2 hours left. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. We good up to go, boy. Saucy and Friends in the morning, Spark FM online, #1 for urban and Caribbean music. We are in the building. Hot Sauce, Miss Tony B. Knowing and Rockstone Triz. Today we do have, this wouldn't be our first official. Well, this will be our first interview since taking the paper off the glass.
Yes. Since taking the paper off the glass.
And as you can see in Tony's background, we are preparing for our design. Design. And that's wrong, but for right now, but it's going to be good and it's going to be awesome. Yeah. Artwork installations are coming through soon. And today we have a really great interview with Corinne Reynolds. She's the director of nightlife economy for the city of Boston. So she's our nightlife czar. She makes sure that our voices are heard when it comes to the things that we want to see when it comes to the after hours Boston, whether that be clubs, open space, collaborations, all kinds of great stuff. That's what we'll be talking to her about later on today. But in the meantime, quick check-in, Miss Tony. How you doing, honey huns?
I'm doing good. I'm fine. I'm tired, but I'm doing all right. Life is good. I have no complaints about anything today.
I like that. What about you, Roxanne Triz?
Good. No, not too much. Yesterday evening, I enjoyed the evening with my family. My aunt that's visiting from the Cayman Islands. Yesterday was her last day, my auntie Yolanda. So the family came by to the house, and we just cooked and grilled, and it didn't rain. It was supposed to rain.
It rained last night.
It did.
Last night.
Yeah,
Thunders and lightnings.
But did the thunders go all night, or was it just like in the beginning? Because we only heard like thunder, and then one thunder, and then another thunder, and then it was over.
It sounded, I don't know, but it sounded pretty bad at some point because I heard the rain hit my AC, and that did not sound.
Oh, see, I didn't hear any of that.
I did. It wasn't bad though.
It wasn't? Yeah, I know. I only heard the thunder because the dog started flipping out. And then I put on his calming music from YouTube, and we all was gone because that calming music is calming for Americans, for humans as well.
You gotta get him a thunder vest.
I heard of those things.
Yeah,
but I think you would hate it.
What's that?
It's a weighted vest that helps them not feel scared or grounded or safe.
Oh, okay.
Or some
it probably
foolishness.
got what's that? Copper in it.
Copper?
It probably got copper in it. Keeps them grounded to the ground because they say the copper, and I don't know.
I don't know if that is what it is, Tristan, but that sounds nice.
But y'all know what I'm talking about.
Nope.
No.
Somebody in the comments, y'all know what I'm talking about, because people are tying their beds, putting copper on their beds or something now.
I don't know nothing about
To
that.
keep their beds grounded and something.
Oh no.
Maybe.
All I know about is a weighted blanket.
Me too.
Okay.
And I you still have a weighted blanket?
No, I threw that.
I have a weighted blanket and I gave it to the dog. And then I don't know what happened to it. I don't know, but it's so heavy.
Mine was 20 pounds. It was way too heavy.
Me too. Mine's is 25, I think. And it is just so heavy to lug around, to wash, to do anything with it. I don't want it.
Yeah, it was. I couldn't do anything with it.
It do feel good though. It do make you hot.
It mimics a person's hug. Oh, so they feel up. That's Larry said.
Oh, really?
Mimics a person's hug.
I want to mimic a person.
Larry said that the thunder vest does work.
Does it? Millie got one? Millie seemed like the type that might need a thunder vest because she is loud. She makes a lot of noise. But what a sweet little girl.
I like her.
Let's get, being in the sake of time, let's get into the show. Let's start the show right now.
You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Triz.
The all-new Spark FM. Spark FM. Log on to sparkfmonline.com.
Call Spark FM at 617-272-3387.
What is this, Doctor?
This is
Well, Spark of New England. Spark FM. Bringing the heat back to the airwaves. Turn us up.
all right. Well, let's take a look.
So today is July the 18th. No.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Really? How it get there?
Girl.
It was just the 13th.
That was last
The
week.
boat there was just the wow, it's the 18th? Because I was like, no, that must be 3.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes, girl.
Well, wow. Today is July 18th, unbeknownst to me. It's going to be a shower is possible earlier in the day. Cloudy skies early as well, followed by partial clearing. So it's going to clear up a little bit. Today is going to be a high of 88 degrees, and that's comfortable heat. Winds in the west northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. I'm good with 80. I'm good with 85, and I'm good between 78 and 88. That's what I'm good between. That's a good weather. If you want to go swimming, it's hot enough. If you don't want to go swimming, it's still cool enough to not go swimming. It's perfect. Anything over 88 degrees, over 87 degrees is a force. I got time for that. Like when we had 94 and 95, it was just uncomfortable to be around. Like there was nobody outside in the day at all. Like the streets were clear.
I don't like anything over 78 degrees. I don't like it. I get miserable and I get evil.
No. 78 is what I put my heat on in the wintertime.
Yes, that's comfortable.
I need it hot enough to at least attempt to go to the beach. But I did hear that in 2 weeks it might be 95 again, and we will be playing hooky on whatever day. The next hot ass day, we are going to water country as a family.
Absolutely. We absolutely, I'm down.
No, if we're not even thinking about it, we're planning it from now. As soon as we see that it's gonna be 90 something degrees, the next day after the show, we are going to the water country. That's it.
The last time I tried to go to water country, I got a call from a promoter that was gonna bring an artist to the studio.
Yes.
I was halfway. I was
Yes.
probably about 20 minutes away from the water country. Turned around. And then the guy never did came.
Bro, that is wickedness, and you should have given him two hard slaps.
I'm sorry that happened.
I see. So copper in bed. Copper can be added to beds in the form of copper infused foam to create a cooler, cleaner, and more supportive sleeping environment. They said
nice.
Copper can support cooling and other stuff,
cooling.
anti-inflammatory and other stuff. In your bed.
In your bed?
Yep.
I'm gonna get some copper for my bed.
Well, I don't
What you gotta do? What you gotta do? Just sprinkle it on your sheets?
I know. What
is
you
it?
got to do? Put it under your mattress?
Yeah, what do you gotta do? Very interesting. Give me ball. Give me ball the 90s. Oh, give me all the 90s. No, don't give it to her. She don't need a 90. She needs 88. Let's get into this. Let's get into this show. Let's see what's going on. Saucy and Friends in the Morning.
We did that. We did that already.
This one, right?
Yeah. Tony, can you send me the stories?
Yes, I can.
Today, the blue line really bites due to ferry problems at Orient Heights. A transformer on Orient Heights on the Blue Hill line blew this afternoon, bringing firefighters running in trains to a halt. Boston firefighters responded around 5:50 p.m. and the MBTA shut down power in both directions. Firefighters then doused the flames, but delays due to problems related to the transformer continued throughout the evening. The T only announced at 9:15 p.m. that things were back to normal. I just don't want to start my morning like that, with a large fire on the transit system in which I am using to go to the work that I already don't want to go to.
Yeah.
That just seems all the reason for me to call and be like, there was a fire on the train. I'm traumatized. I cannot complete my task today.
I'll just turn around and go home. I'll call them tomorrow and tell them what happened yesterday, because that's not.
Did you guys ever work a job that actually used to check?
What?
I used to. Actually, that was a school. I used to go to a school called Europe, and they used to check if we used to have any kind of issues on the MBTA. They would call the MBTA to double check and make sure.
Really?
But they was doing too much.
Yes.
They was doing too much.
That's crazy.
Too much.
So restaurants in Leather District, Seaport battle over the right to misspell savor in their names. Savor, a Caribbean and soul food restaurant and nightclub on Lincoln Street in the Leather District, and SAVR, a spirited American bistro on Seaport Boulevard in the Seaport, are fighting in court over the similarity of their names or lack thereof. Oh, this is interesting. So we know that Savor is owned by our good friend Eddie. Savor launched the first salvo earlier this year with a sweep in U.S. District Court in Boston, in which its alleged savor, SAVR's name, violates its trademark and is leading potential customers astray. Plaintiff has suffered damages as a direct and proximate result of defendant's conduct in advertising, promoting, operating its SAVR restaurant services in a manner which was created the impression that it is affiliated with or variation of the plaintiff's Savor restaurant. Yep. Such damages include lost sales, confusion, and deception of the trade, and purchasing public inculpable injury to plaintiff's goodwill and business reputation, for which plaintiff has no adequate remedy at law, and the expenditure of attorney's fees. That sounds like a lot of words to say that. Give them people their name, and I stand with Savor.
Me too. Like, where you come from all of a sudden?
Because this has been confusing.
Yep.
People have, I don't know about you guys, but other people have spoke about this place, and I swore they were talking about Savor, and they were talking about...
Because how do you pronounce it? And this is what people need to understand about intellectual intellectual property. It's not that it, and I went through this, that's why I know. It's not how you spell it and how many letters you take out. When people are pronouncing it, how are they pronouncing it? And is there a reason for confusion in the two names? So a name like Savvor and Savr is not that different. And that is a complete violation of those people's names. And I stand with the black people. Say Savr, which opened last year, says applying for a trademark is not the same as actually getting one, and that, in fact, the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office rejected Savor's trademark application for restaurant use because it is similar to the names of other restaurants. SAVR allows as how a trademark examiner did approve of Savor's use of names for sauces, which is not an issue since, I don't know. There's a lot of words. Basically, there is confusion, and I feel like since there is confusion, that this case is open and shut. Regardless of whether they have a trademark or not, because sometimes you can keep operating without the trademark as long as nobody infringes or nobody has a problem with it. But this is a problem. They said that SAVR stands for Salil and Stone, Alana, Vivian, and Rhea. I guess that's the name of the people that are doing it. And if anybody is owed damages, Savor said it is because by trying to make it change its name, Savor's owner, this is a lot of words and I hate the way that it's written. I don't know. So if you guys want to see this thing, basically it's a war of the names. Savor was there first. Yep. Savor came after. Regardless of whether it is whatever or whatever, there is confusion there and I'm confused.
And Savor is also historical as well. I think Savor has been there for quite some time. And I think the history was that that's one of the places that Malcolm X frequented back in the day as well.
Oh, really?
Is that right?
Yeah, somebody Google that. But I'm pretty sure I did that. I'm pretty sure I'm a history nerd, and I'm pretty sure I read that somewhere.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting fight. We got to get them in here, too, and find out what's going on. Because I know that struggle. It is a struggle. It is. So good luck to them. I'm gonna post this article because I want to read it later by myself. It's too much words and my mouth is watering. Let's see what else we got. Man wearing snorkeling gear dies in apparent drowning at the Walden. Where's this?
Walden Pond.
At Walden Pond. Where's Walden Pond?
Walden Pond is the famous pond for Henry David Thoreau, the author.
No.
Oh, no.
A 62-year-old man who was pulled from the Walden Pond in Concord, Massachusetts on Tuesday has died. Authorities said the man, who was only identified as being from Alston, was swimming outside the designated swimming area and had been observed wearing snorkeling gear. The Middlesex District Attorney's Office said preliminary information suggests that was found unresponsive by other swimmers about 200 feet from the shore. Authorities said lifeguards pulled the man to shore and performed CPR on him before he was transported to Emerson Hospital. The man was pronounced dead at the hospital, authorities said.
Damn.
I do believe that when they have, and I'm not victim blaming, and I'm sad that this man lost his life, but I do believe that we need to adhere to the restrictions that these ponds and these dark water bodies put around, because you can't see nothing.
Why was he snorkeling?
He was snorkeling outside of where he was supposed to be, outside of the safety zone. I feel like they do that because there's like quicksand and algae and things that pull you under.
Algae.
Algae. They pull you under.
Yeah.
And I'm afraid.
This is Walden Pond is best known through Henry David Thoreau's Walden. Walden Pond and the surrounding Walden Woods was a favorite destination for walks by local Concord transcendentalists Thoreau and Ralph Waldo Emerson. Thoreau's writings inspired respect for nature, and even some consider the birth of the conservation movement.
Oh, wow.
Ah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's the conservation movement?
Child. I don't know.
One of our beaches got shut down for a movie. Mass Beach partially shuts down for Amy Adams' movie.
Oh my God.
Amy Adams, a 6-time Academy Award nominee, is spending several days at the beach in Duxbury, Massachusetts, all part of a new movie she is a part of. That is good.
Who's that? Amy Adams?
You know that girl.
We was looking to you for some help. Who is she?
Amy Adams is that one that people get her confused. She's kind of redheadish, and they always confuse her for the other one, Isla Fisher.
She's a comedian one?
She's a comedian. Amy Adams was in, she's the girl that was in Enchanted. She was in American Hustle. She was in Superman. Girl from Talladega Nights.
Talladega Nights.
The girl with the glasses.
Yes. All right.
But people always confuse her for that one that's married to Borat, Isla Fisher, because they look alike.
How you spell Isla?
Isla, I think.
Isla.
Amy Adams and Isla.
So what beach are they at?
You see that? Don't they look alike?
Oh, and Amy Adams. Let me see a picture.
You do both of their names together.
Yeah,
they have all these comparison pictures.
Wow.
Yeah.
They are the same person.
Yeah, that's weird. That is weird how them two.
Have you ever seen them together?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I'm looking at them together. I'm looking at the pictures that you're looking at. Yep.
That's crazy. Wow.
So the Isla Fisher is married to Borat in real life. What's his name? Sacha Cohen.
Sacha Cohen.
Yeah.
Was he just in trouble with
Always.
with Russian? Her name is not Russian. Her name is something with it's a country. You know the comedian girl, the blonde big girl who lost all the weight.
Yes.
From
singing movie.
She was in Ghostbusters?
Wilson.
Marissa something?
No, her name is
Russian.
Oh no, I know.
Riley.
What's the singing movie? Just Sing?
No. Acapella
movie. Fat Amy. What's her name?
Yes, Fat Amy.
Fat Amy's name is
Russian.
Rebel Wilson.
Yes. Rebel Wilson with a Russian.
Rebel Wilson.
Larry said Lizzo.
Oh no.
What? Lizzo's been quiet these days, huh?
Yeah, she's only pitching her Yiddy stuff. That's all she's doing. She's not doing anything else but doing Yiddy because of all her lawsuit that's happening.
Yeah.
And she's losing mad weight.
Is she?
Yeah.
Oh, I did see her. What's she on?
Stress. She's on stress.
I hear you. It be like that.
Yeah.
It really do be like that. Stress is a mess. Put a boom ching. Oh wow, tough crowd. Let me see what else. Oh, the rats. Boston unveils new rat attack plan. So we talked about this a little bit yesterday, but we are seeing it again. I guess there are more developments. 4 parts of the city are particularly targeted, but residents, businesses called on to mend their slobby food spilling ways. Mayor Wu announced yesterday that Boston's latest rat plan in a series of rat plans that now date back more than a century. Maybe it's me.
What is you?
I can't talk.
What's wrong with your mouth?
I can't read.
Do mouth exercises.
How now, brown cow? How now, brown cow? Rubber buckles, bubby bumpers.
Rubber
babies, bubber bumpers. Rubber baby bubber bumpers. Also in the
seashells by the seashore.
Also, and how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could go?
Yep, you didn't do that right.
Storing trash in unprotected plastic bags is a norm in some areas of the city, which is a key factor in the rodent population. Dr. Corrigan also establishes that the number one driver for rat populations in all cities, including Boston, is the food reuse dynamic, often disposed of in plastic bags. The report outlines that the city is in partnership with residents, business owners, and property owners. Changing this behavior will be critical in ultimately reducing the rodent population, and it needs to be done consistently throughout the city for a sustained period of time. He added, during the warm weather months, nothing will draw rats to building perimeters faster than the odors of fresh barbecue smoke and molecules. Although all the city neighborhoods report rats, the plan will try to hit rats and improper food and trash storage, hardest in 4 areas of the city identified by Corrigan, in part through the prevalence of 311 rat reports. So Ward 3 would be downtown, Chinatown, North End, South End, and Haymarket. Alston, which is Rat City, aka Brighton, Back Bay, Beacon Hill, and an area covering Roxbury and parts of Dorchester. He added that there's only so much city workers can do. Reducing the Boston rat hordes will take effort by residents and businesses, in particularly restaurants. And people just have to stop being such complete slobs during a march tour of Boston streets, he wrote. It was very apparent that food garbage in both residential and commercial spaces of various areas of city visited was copious in all versions. Mostly plastic bags lying on sidewalks and curbs, improper dumpster practices, the copious use of cheap plastic garbage cans, and litter baskets permitting easy access to rats during the night. It can't be overemphasized that the Boston, any big city garbage conundrum must be addressed to have any realistic impact on the future of Boston City rat population. So basically they saying that y'all are nasty. Ew. And y'all gotta start being cheap and buy the big trash barrels that are about $40 from Home Depot that come with a cover, and you write your name and your address on it so they can return your trash back to you when you done. But put all your plastic bags and things inside of the trash and stop leaving them on the sidewalk all stinking, nasty, and dripping and leaking.
Yeah.
It's not gonna happen. Not unless the city
enforces it.
No, the city got to give out trash cans. I think they give trash cans to 3-family buildings. I think if you're over 3 families, you get like those trash cans that have the lids on.
I don't know, because they didn't give us none. We had to buy our own. They gave us the recycling bins.
Right. But I think that's a new thing. I think I don't know, because I realize on Deering Road, all of them have the same trash can.
Really?
Yeah, so I'm thinking that, and they all have lids on them, so I'm thinking that it's a city, so it's probably a new thing.
It's so interesting when you start walking your neighborhood, the things you see.
This is true.
It is very interesting when you, like, I've seen a lot of big houses and stuff. Like one I was saying yesterday, like I almost reported it because it looked like it needed a wellness check, because all of the bushes and everything was just a mess. The mail was out the mailbox. It looked like the people had went away for the whole summer. But then a couple of walks later, it was completely clear, and what a pretty house.
Wow.
What a nice house it was. 2-car garage. It's right on the back street of where I live, going up that little hill. It's very nice. And there's some really nice houses over there.
Up there on the hill, yeah.
Oh,
Hartford Street. Up there.
And if you keep weaving and wondering, you come across so much treasures.
Yeah.
I was like, what a nice neighborhood I live in.
Oh, wow.
So
you
that
live in the hills.
I live in the hills of Roxbury, Dorchester line.
Rochester Hills.
Yes, that's where I live. Rochester Hills. Is there anything else? Anything else that anybody else had come across?
The sinkhole?
The sinkhole. That was in Lawrence, right? Yes, there was a sinkhole that exploded. Crews respond after sinkhole opened. I've seen a lot of this on the firefighter shows all the time. It didn't really have a story, so I didn't go into. Oh, here it is. Yep. Emergency crews responded in Lawrence Wednesday after a sinkhole opened under a local road. Lawrence police, in a post on X near 1:45 p.m., said Riverdale Drive was closed between the intersections of Ames Street and Pearl Street as a result of the sinkhole. Police did not share any further information about what may have caused the sinkhole, but said drivers should expect heavy delays. What actually is a sinkhole?
Sinkholes are just random holes that appear from the bottom. Florida is like one of the main states that has plenty of sinkholes.
What
and
causes
basically it happens because of water at the bottom of the
water washes away the soil and residue from the voids in the rock. Lowering all groundwater levels can cause a loss of support for the soft material in the rock spaces that can lead to collapse. Oh, that's crazy. Oh, look at these pictures of these big ass sinkholes.
Yep.
Oh.
Florida.
Wow.
If you type in Florida and you type in sinkholes, it's endless. And that's one of the main things.
And then, so if you're driving in your car and you fall into a sinkhole, does that covered by insurance, or is that considered an act of God?
That's an act of God.
That looks like an act. That seems like a sinkhole is a hole in the ground that forms when water dissolves surface rock. Often, this surface rock is limestone, which is easily eroded. So maybe we shouldn't use limestone anymore to cover the ground. We should pick up all the ground and and fill it with something else to avoid the sinkholes.
I wonder if that could happen.
It could. If we put our hearts to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what we got to do. So this is that's it. That's all we have for Around the Way News. We're going to go to a quick commercial break, and then we'll come back in a few with our Around the Way News.
All right.
Good morning.
You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Triz.
People station. What is that? What is that? Spark FM.
JP Morgan Chase is making a global commitment to break down barriers to drive inclusive economic growth all over the world. We believe there is a pressing need to help more people move up the economic ladder. That is why we are investing in communities and people to create an economy that works for all, because no community should be left behind. Right here in Boston, we're focusing that work in Dorchester, Roxbury, and Mattapan, among other neighborhoods, on improving financial health. These efforts aim to address the key drivers of the racial wealth divide head on. We're here to empower individuals, families, and small businesses by connecting them to the tools that build generational wealth and a long-lasting legacy. Chase is investing in Boston. Chase is investing in you. Visit us at the Mattapan branch at 1617 Blue Hill Avenue, where the team is waiting to help.
Yamba Market. Visit the first Black-owned dispensary in Cambridge. Yamba Market's mission is to participate authentically in building a socially restorative adult cannabis market in Massachusetts and beyond. Their commitment to the Yamba family is to provide an inclusive and exemplary experience focused on a broad selection of unique strains, quality products, and customer journey. Open from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. every day. 580 Mass Avenue, Central Square, Cambridge, Massachusetts. Registration at yambamarket.com.
Spark FM.
Weezy boy, make me dance. Daddy, oh, make me dance.
Igniting the airwaves. Spark FM. Join us on Facebook and Instagram at sparkfmonline.com. Turn us up.
Tell me how you want it, yeah. Call me and I'm over it.
Spark FM.
This is a message from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Travel increases your chance of getting and spreading COVID-19. Take steps to protect yourself and others. Wear a mask that completely covers your nose and mouth. Masks are required on planes, buses, trains, and other forms of public transportation traveling into, within, or outside of the U.S. and in U.S. transportation hubs such as airports and stations. Stay at least 6 feet away from others. Wash your hands often, and watch for symptoms of COVID-19. When traveling back to the U.S., you must show a negative COVID-19 test result or have documentation of recovery from COVID-19 before boarding your flight back to the U.S. Visit cdc.gov/COVID-19 travel to learn more about travel requirements and recommendations.
The all-new Spark FM.
Them no like me, I mean I like them.
Spark FM.
Come on.
Spark FM.
Y'all, chick a man be ballin'. These chicks pigeon toed. Some of them be crawling.
Spark FM.
Oh gosh, it's me again.
New England's #1 urban Caribbean music. Radio. Spark FM.
You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Triz.
Spark FM Online, number one for urban and Caribbean music. We are back, people. We are back, and we are here in the building. As we said, we have Kareen Reynolds with us today. She will be talking to us about her role as the nightlife czar, but that's not the official title of it, but that's what I like. She's the director of nightlife economy for the city of Boston. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. I'm really excited to have you here. It's been a very long time coming. So we just wanted to talk to you a little bit about your role in the city and what you do. So go ahead, introduce yourself in how you do it.
Well, thank you for having me. It's earlier than most conversations I have. So what I will say is this job is just as much as a 9-to-5 job as it is a 5 to until job.
Yeah.
And so I am doing, interviews and meetings with constituents in the morning, and then I am out supporting community at night. And I think a common misconception about my role is what I do. Yeah. And I will say that my job is mostly policy focused. Okay. And a lot of folks, they think maybe I'm an influencer to tell people to go to different businesses. And although as a city, we want to highlight different businesses and the businesses that are the pulse of our neighborhoods. What my role is specifically to do, and what Mayor Wu envisioned, and Chief Idu, who is the Chief of Economic Opportunity and Inclusion, it was a person to look at our policies, our regulations, the processes of becoming a business in the nighttime industry. Okay. So that's bars, restaurants, nightclubs. But then there's also labs that are open at night. There's construction work happening. Our hospitals are open at night.
Because I feel like that's something else that people think, like nightlife, we think about clubs. Clubs and bars. So that means that you're the one who gets to go to the clubs, but it's more than that.
I'm not popping bottles on the city's dime. That is not my role at all.
I want that job.
Girl, are you happy there? Because I need that.
Exactly. And I like to say nighttime economy rather than nightlife. Yeah. And so it's to support our businesses, to ensure that it's easier to do business, that folks who are a part of that nighttime economy that I described have easier pathways and are knowledgeable about the resources that are available through the city. And then it's also to support the over 40,000 folks who work in the evening time. They have different hours. They have different needs. They have unique needs.
So this also covers like public transportation at night as well?
So that's also, there are some topics that at the municipal level where, working for the city of Boston, certain things that we can address and certain things that we don't have full autonomy to control. We can influence, but not control. Okay. And I can break that down to you. So the MBTA is a regional transit system that is not under municipal control. So we can have influence, and I can work with colleagues at City Hall to provide and uplift issues that our constituents have around transportation. But the city of Boston does not have control over the MBTA and the changes to serve the city of Boston. And I think the mayor has been very clear and vocal about what she wants to change. She wants to make it accessible for all. We want to ensure that we're serving the communities that need public transportation, whether it's providing free transportation on 22.
We love it.
Et cetera. You know what I mean? So the mayor is really, it's a really important topic to her about transportation accessibility, but we do not control that. Another misconception about this role is whether or not I can expand how many liquor licenses there are in the city of Boston. That is a state legislative issue, and so.
But recently they did pass what,
exactly,
250,000. Yeah.
So the mayor and city council actually petitioned the state to say, hey, we need more liquor licenses. This is an economic a growth opportunity for us, and right now, as it stands, there is an inequity when it comes to access to liquor license, and we were successful in presenting that information to them, and now it's up to the House and the State Senate to come up with a solution to potentially give us more liquor licenses, right?
Right. Can I ask, are you the first person to hold this position for the city of Boston?
Yes, I am the first person in this position in the city. Yeah.
And is this a position that's in other states?
Yeah, it's actually an international position.
Really?
Yeah. I am the youngest U.S. one.
Okay.
But there's someone overseas that beats me. He's like 25 or something, and elected. So
very right.
So I say that because we come in all shapes and forms. Not one person is a night manager. Right. There's one in New Orleans, and D.C., Philly, and Pittsburgh, New York. Yeah. We're all over. London.
That have nightlife.
right. I mean, but every city has nightlife. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And each city is different. Right. So there are some overlapping issues that we address, and we are in constant contact with each other. We have a group chat that we connect with.
A group chat of nice like czars. That's cool. Put me in.
I know, like, that's an elite group.
We also have a conference that we go to each year and get to learn from each other, hang out with each other. Could you imagine a bunch of night managers like just hanging out?
So how does
night manager is
what? So that's I use that as a broad term because some people see themselves as night mayors. I see myself as the director of nightlife. Okay. Some folks have varying different titles. Okay. And so we manage night affairs, and so that's why I call us in generally night managers.
Okay. And how has it been so far? Being the first to do it here in Boston, what have been some of your challenges, and what have been some of your best success?
Yeah, I think the challenges is public perception of the role. Yeah. Like I said, a lot of folks are like, bring back happy hour. Again, that is a state issue. Right.
And we're working on it here. We're working on it.
It's now up to the House of Representatives, right? After that Senate push.
Corinne, can you let us know your background, where you're from, and how you got into this?
Yeah. Like I said, the path to this, there's no one clear path to this. And, I started in being creative and in the music industry. I traveled around the world when I was younger, singing, promoting peace through music.
Where are you from?
I'm from Chicago.
Okay.
I'm from Chicago.
Chi-town.
Yeah.
Boop. That's where
Southside.
That was one of our presidents was from.
Yes.
Yeah. And so, and I was on the Oprah show singing. So like music and the creative industry has always been.
Did you say you've been on Oprah?
I was on Oprah. I was a very small.
I was about to say,
it was 2005. 2005.
Oh, okay.
I was like 13 or 12 or something. So that, and then I wanted to change the world through music, and then I got to college and I was like, I'm gonna be a pop star of some sort. And then I took a urban planning 101 course, and I said, hey, I can change the world by knowing and change my community. Growing up on the south side of Chicago, seeing disinvestment, I can change my community, equipping myself with the tools that an urban planning degree could give. And so I know a little bit about law, I know a little bit about city planning and zoning and economic development and community development. And so that kind of gave me the toolbox to think through solutions as an educational background. And then went to Chicago, and I was like, you know what? Being home, I wanted a fresh start with this new knowledge. I wanted to impact community similar to mine, and I have a lot of family here actually. My mom has lived here. She was a part of busing, so she's lived here. She's originally from New York, but she's one of 13, and a majority of my Puerto Rican Rican family here lives here. I lived in Mattapan when I first moved to Boston.
Shout out to Mattapan.
Harvard and Morton.
Yeah, right there.
So right down the street.
Welcome home.
Thank you. I'm hitting up Ollie's after this. That's sludge. And I was able to dabble in the casino gaming industry when that was first going, supporting workforce supply and diversity development there. And then I was at the Boston Foundation for 7 years. And at the Boston Foundation, I led work that invested in the nonprofits that are supporting businesses, and specifically businesses of color, businesses run by women, and then put out a bunch of just research around the capital gap, and then was able to work on the Business Equity Fund.
Investments,
and investing in businesses and investing in the growth of Boston's small businesses. And it really, that investment came with understanding the issues that businesses face. And so I that 7-year tenure at the Boston Foundation really grounded me in understanding the needs of Boston businesses and understanding how to create solutions. We can talk about issues all the time, but how do we create solutions?
Right.
What you have learned fundamentally from your education and stuff, has that made it a lot, what I want to say a lot easier, because I think that Boston is a tough city for a lot of different things. Even just working behind the scenes to get things moved and passed. It's slow, it takes a long time, it takes a lot of knowledge. Has that helped you in this role to kind of, make change?
It equips me, there's, like I said, this role is policy driven. So if it wasn't for me at the Boston Foundation thinking through how to support policy and promote policy and encourage research that looked into the current policies, if it wasn't for me working with nonprofits like BECMA and Amplify Latinx to address issues that businesses were focusing on, and if it wasn't for me understanding how different stakeholders in government and quasi-government and community and private industries work together, that educational background, that lived experience, and then also the professional experience I've had to this moment, I don't think I would be as successful in this role as someone else possibly, or if I went another route.
We have a message from one of our viewers. They say, what is something you are currently working on?
So many of you may have heard about the Wake Up the Night grants. We launched that in May. And we've gotten hundreds of applications.
Probably like an overwhelming response.
And I'm a team of one, right? So reading through all those applications, I can say that I have created a finalist list that is being reviewed by the mayor and her team. And I'm so excited. A lot of people showed up and showed their creativity and showed and applied to showcase what's so special about our neighborhoods. I will say, like the Nubian Square, like that area, and then Roslindale, they really showed up. They had a lot of interesting ideas for nighttime activations and reimagining their main streets. We have a few in Mattapan as well. And so I'm really excited to showcase the city in different ways. And there'll be stuff for the whole family. There'll be stuff for folks who like, and teens, of course, community folks who like certain types of music, stuff that will support businesses in the evening time, imagining alleyways and what those look like, reimagining those. So in the spirit of it is how do we use the city as a canvas to uplift the city, showcase the city in the evening time. And I think the multiple finalists that we chose will definitely do a good job of that.
You recently had or chose your committee for the nightlife management, nightlife lives.
The night committee.
The night committee.
The night initiative on a thriving economy. That's what NIGHT stands for.
One more time.
The Night Initiative for a Thriving Economy.
I like that. I like it.
This is a group of folks that are there's a science to it, right? And so this group is to help inform the policy changes that the industry overall would like to see. And this group specifically focuses on the bars, restaurants, nightclubs, theaters, cultural institutions, for a reason. Culture is the lifeblood of our city. It is what makes our city attractive to others to come here. It makes our city attractive for folks who live here to showcase themselves, express themselves,
feel good about it,
feel connected to community. And so this group has small businesses, larger businesses. You're on it, awesome.
Yes, I'm there. I'm inside.
I'm gonna be on it next year.
And there will be an opportunity as people roll off to put more people. We have folks who own music venues to address those issues. We have influencers on there. We have DJs like DJ Real P. Who else is on there? Ed Kane.
You had like Gregory Ball.
Greg Ball over at Embrace.
Tall Ships Aquarium. Like literally all of
the MFA is represented.
Walked into the room, I said, "Oh wow, all of them are here."
Meet Boston is represented on there.
Very nice.
The downtown bid is also there, and that's important too because we want to ensure that our downtown is reflective of all our neighborhoods in the city of Boston.
Speaking of downtown, I know that there's been efforts for years, for a few years now, to revitalize downtown. Are there any efforts in place right now to try to figure out how to revitalize downtown? I know like there've been a lot of like different activations and concerts and stuff like that, which have been really great. But is there more of that coming?
Yeah, this is a very important topic and issue for the mayor and for Chief Adowu. And he and the mayor are creating a task force, and we meet regularly every week and working with our stakeholders in our downtown and thinking through different solutions to activate, to fill in our first floor retail and restaurants and to reimagine what a downtown looks like. We have our office to residential conversion program,
which I thought that was a great idea,
right?
Because if businesses are not using them, there's a lot of people that need housing, and more people downtown living would obviously help the businesses because
I think it's
affordability is at the forefront of that conversation.
And I think it's better to put housing in existing businesses rather than keep on building and building and building. And
we're running out of space.
We are. We're running out of space.
I love Boston, but we're small.
We were talking yesterday about how they're proposing to build this huge apartment complex in the back of someone's house on Fuller Street. And we were like, how are you doing that? So
we want to make sure that there's space for everyone.
Yeah, of course. I had a question. So we often hear, people often, when they think about Boston, right, and they think about Boston nightlife, they often compare us to cities like New York, Atlanta, and we kind of lose out in that area, according to some people, right? What are the initiatives for us to because Boston shuts down at 2:00 is what
a lot of cities shut down at 2:00.
A lot of cities shut down.
A lot of popular LA.
I'm just saying,
you can't serve alcohol after.
I ain't never had a problem with 2:00 shutdowns. I'd be ready to sleep.
At a 40+ year old who likes to still go out and have a good time, 2 a.m. is late. So, but to address those two things, like the 2 a.m. and what kind of things are there in place for people who are like 40+ who like to have a good time?
Well, I mean, there are businesses out there, and it's really, that's such a personal question. You know what I mean? A lot of people ask me like, oh, what's your ideal night on the town in Boston? And I'll give an answer, and people are like, that sounds boring.
Well,
and I'm like, well, that's what I like to do.
I want to hear it though. What would be your ideal night?
Well, it just varies.
Like on a hot summer night,
on a hot summer
it's
day,
80
I'm
degrees.
trying to be outside. I love an MFA like a First Friday because you can be outside and partying. And I love a theme. I love a theme. I love to go to Hugh. Estella's their kitchen is open later than most.
And it's yummy.
And it's yummy.
And it's such a nice little place.
And the drinks are good.
You know what? We recently went to the Tall Ships out over in East Boston.
Love Tall Ships.
And I was like, this is such a nice thing.
Yeah, and then you know what you can do, and this is like a great little like East Boston day.
Yeah.
You can get tacos at El Jalisco, which is my favorite taco place, and I'm very serious about tacos. And you can go to Downey's Cider,
Downey's, one of my favorites.
cider house,
Yeah.
and you can try all their kookie like flavors that they have,
Yeah.
that I love.
Yep, I was
every
tasting
time they
them on
come
Friday
up
at
with
the
a
Jerk
seasonal,
Fest. Yeah.
seasonal flavor, I buy it. And then mosey on over to Tall Ship.
Yeah.
Or after that, you can go to Mita and watch the sunset from their beautiful restaurant, and then go to Tall Ships. Eat an oyster on a big ship in the middle of the.
I mean, that sounds like a good night to me.
I'm not doing that.
Take the ferry over. Don't just drive.
That's my full itinerary. Let me.
Write that down.
That's one thing we don't take advantage here. We don't take advantage of our ferries. There's so many islands around here.
And like, who doesn't want to be on the boat in the summer?
Seriously. I know Spectacle Island is on my list.
I was just there on Sunday.
Really?
Yes. Pride for the People had an event there, and they had a drag show, and then there was like a sunset boat cruise back to the city. It was really, really nice.
I'm going on that.
Me too.
You know, I'm gonna start exploring. See, the thing is about Boston, and I know you gotta go soon, but still, we're gonna talk. The thing is about Boston is that I do believe that Boston may not be pumping in terms of nightlife, but
I beg to differ.
Because I haven't been to a nightclub in a long time, but I think that there's so many other things to do here than clubbing. I feel like Tall Ships, ferry boats.
Tonight is Shakespeare in the Park.
Shakespeare in the Park. We have poetries on Friday nights. We have, big stage concerts some places, and there's things that are hot
We have a
dogs.
community canvas series that's happening in Mattapan.
See, things like that. I feel like we are so rich in other types of culture besides nightclubs that people always just kind of go to the nightclub aspect of what we want for nightlife, when some people really just want to have a nice glass of wine on a patio overlooking the water
Even
with a little small music. We have a good theater.
And we attract the best talent from all around the world, but we also have the best talent here.
Absolutely.
We breed musicians, and they get to showcase their talent in places like Wally's and Grace by Nia and other small venues throughout the city. Midway Cafe, you can see a live show almost every night. And that's in JP. It's not far from here.
I just feel like there's so many things to do. So when I hear people, there's nothing to do in Boston, I just be like, what part of Boston do you live in? Because I feel like there's always something to friggin' do. Damn it, I want to take a Sunday off. But no, we're doing, sand castles at the beach. So now I got to go to the beach. I'm fine. I'll go.
And you can also go to the Prudential View Boston. They open till 10 o'clock p.m. at night.
Right. Could you imagine seeing the sunset?
Oh, romance.
And I feel like people need to become tourists in their own city.
Absolutely. And Boston's got so many things to see. Whenever people are like,
if you live in Mattapan, go to East Boston. Or if you live in East Boston, go to Mattapan. And vice versa, right? Like folks say, oh, it's just so far to get on there. I'm like, the Orange Line runs through the city.
And the commuter rail runs to other cities.
Exactly. So if you're trying to get to Hyde Park, get on that commuter.
Yeah.
We have the infrastructure to support you. And get on a bus, y'all. The buses are...
Especially right here, it's free.
It's free.
It's free, bro.
Not all of them are free.
Okay, so we've got nighttime management, we have transportation, we have fun things to do, all of the things. What are your goals for this role? Do you have any real goals that you're pushing for right now that you're this is made strides? And that's what we're doing.
I think the first year was really laying down the foundation and helping people understand what the role is. Also giving uplifting voices in the community that haven't necessarily had voices at City Hall. Like DJs don't necessarily see themselves having an advocate in City Hall, and I'd like to say that I am that advocate for them. And this next year is a lot more implementation of different policy interventions, different programming and initiatives like the Wake Up the Night. We're going to be launching launching a resource hub for nighttime industry that will have in-person trainings as well as online resources. Think of professional development for workforce, but also safety training so that our nighttime workforce feels empowered to create a safe environment within our different businesses in the evening time.
Any hopes for a comprehensive event calendar?
So let's say this: there are so many events happening.
So many events happening.
If you our Tours and Sports and Entertainment team, led by John Borders IV, his father's church is right down the street from us right now. Their team is so strong in producing programs and events. We're gonna have Silk. We're gonna have Silk on City Hall Plaza. Can you even imagine that? Like, it's gonna be like.
What is that?
That's next week.
It's next week. Yep.
So I would, always tap into the city of Boston to see what free events we are throwing. But then also there's apps like Joy Raft, and that is ran by Boston Calendar, and there's always 9 free things to do this weekend.
I like that, yeah.
Or 9 places you can eat an oyster, or 8 rooftops that you can enjoy over the weekend. And so I've really found Joy Raft to be one of those places that I can.
We're gonna figure out a way to establish a relationship so Spark can be one of those places too.
Yes,
of course.
Nice
Let me know. I'll link you.
On Sundays.
Joy Raft. Come hang out here. But okay, so all right, this is obviously not going to be the last time we talk to you because we want to make sure that we'll maybe set up something quarterly with you too, to make sure that people are always kind of connected to what's going on. We have a very vibrant and younger city. We're turning into a much younger city because we do have such a big educational venture here. We are college town. So I do believe that, just kind of getting people more involved with what is actually going in, what you need from the community and support for your role, and how, our input can help you make decisions on policies and stuff like that. So we want to make sure that we're staying connected with the city of Boston and their nightlife team on the committee. So obviously you guys know you got the in, but we'll have Kareen back here so we can make sure that she is updating us with what is going on and any policy changes. So we know exclusive all the time. Any last minute things you want to say to the people just to look out for?
Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of conversations about the liquor licensing and access to one. I want to encourage folks, if you want a liquor license in the city of Boston, to apply for a liquor license. Our licensing team at the city of Boston is extremely helpful in walking anybody who's interested through the process.
And do you have to be like a restaurant or some type of, what kind of establishment do you?
All of that information is online. At the very core of being ready, and this is very high level for a liquor license, you have to have a physical location to tie that liquor license. So a lot of folks are like, I want to start this restaurant, but I want a liquor license. And the first question is do you have a location? Right.
No.
If you do not have a location, you are not ready to apply for a liquor license. But we will have, in the coming weeks, we'll come out with a kind of info PSA on the process of applying for a liquor license. But if you have any questions, please reach out to to our licensing board at the city of Boston. They're on the 8th floor, and they will be more than happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Love this. I love this. I'm really excited that we had a chance to talk to you, and to put a face to the director. And now people know who you are. Well, they've known because they've seen you around. You do attend a lot of events.
I'll be outside.
You're outside. I'm invited you to a couple more. Don't forget, people, the family reunion is this weekend on Saturday. And then we have the Roxbury Unity Parade is on Sunday. So
Open
there's a
Streets
lot.
JP.
Open Streets JP as well. So again, a lot of free things that you guys can attend and do just this weekend. That's in the daytime. Silk next week. I believe that starts at 5, I believe, on City Hall Plaza. But there are a lot of of really cool, fun things that you guys can and will be doing this summer. So keep it locked right here, Spark FM Online. Karine, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
And we'll see you very, very soon. People, we're going to go to a quick commercial break and we'll be right back in a few moments with our national and world news. Keep it locked right here, Spark FM Online, #1 for urban and Caribbean music.
You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Triz.
The People Station. What is that? Spark FM.
JP Morgan Chase is making a global commitment to break down barriers to drive inclusive economic growth all over the world. We believe there is a pressing need to help more people move up the economic ladder. That is why we are investing in communities and people to create an economy that works for all, because no community should be left behind. Right here in Boston, we're focusing that work in Dorchester, Roxbury, and Mattapan, among other neighborhoods, on improving financial health. These efforts aim to address the key drivers of the racial wealth divide head on. We're here to empower individuals, families, and small businesses by connecting them to the tools that build generational wealth and a long-lasting legacy. Chase is investing in Boston. Chase is investing in you. Visit us at the Mattapan branch at 1617 Blue Hill Avenue, where the team is waiting to help.
This is a message from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Travel increases your chance of getting and spreading COVID-19. Take steps to protect yourself and others. Wear a mask that completely covers your nose and mouth. Masks are required on planes, buses, trains, and other forms of public transportation traveling into, within, or outside of the U.S. and in U.S. transportation hubs such as airports and stations. Stay at least 6 feet away from others. Wash your hands often, and watch for symptoms of COVID-19. When traveling back to the U.S., you must show a negative COVID-19 test result or have documentation of recovery from COVID-19 before boarding your flight back to the U.S. Visit cdc.gov/COVID-19 travel to learn more about travel requirements and recommendations.
Yamba Market. Visit the first black-owned dispensary in Cambridge. Yamba Market's mission is to participate authentically in building a socially restorative adult cannabis market in Massachusetts and beyond. Their commitment to the Yamba family is to provide an inclusive and exemplary experience focused on a broad selection of unique strains, quality products, and customer journey. Open from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. every day. 580 Mass Avenue, Central Square, Cambridge, Massachusetts. Registration at yambamarket.com.
Spark FM.
Weezy boy, make me dance. Daddy-o, make me dance.
Igniting the airwaves. Spark FM. Join us on Facebook and Instagram at sparkfmonline.com. Turn us up.
Tell me how you want it, yeah. Call me and I'm over.
Spark FM.
Online. We're back right now. We had a wonderful interview with Karine Reynolds, who is the nightlife czar of Boston. Gave us lots of great information. She makes me happy about Boston. Boston is a nice place. I like it here.
I do.
Me too.
I do as well. It makes me to be happy.
It makes me to be happy.
It makes me to be happy.
Hello.
It's time for our national and world news. Miss Tony.
Keluratil.
Yep.
Good morning, ladies. I am on the radio. I'm also in a group call. Hi, Lexi. I'm on the radio. I'm gonna call you back. That's funny. That's funny that I did that. So what we're getting into is our national news, and we've got big national news. Joe Biden tested positive for COVID yesterday. How do y'all feel about that?
I I feel the same way.
Biden under new pressure.
I don't even know what way it is to feel.
COVID halts the campaigns. It worries me because we do have Democrats who are telling Joe that he needs to come out of the race, and so now for him to get COVID, I think that's another.
But is it COVID a thing? Like, is that a thing that should have? Like, is COVID that's like saying Joe Biden has caught the common cold.
Yeah. I think they said that this is his third time catching it.
Yeah, like, I mean, people get COVID every day, B.
Yeah.
I don't know why this made, I mean, I guess because it's COVID, but I don't think you even got to quarantine anymore, do you? I think you just got to stay 6 feet apart.
Yeah, I mean, do you have to wear a mask anymore? I don't know.
No.
President Joe Biden faces new questions over his candidacy in the November election, with his campaign events currently on pause due to a COVID-19 infection. The two top Dems in the U.S. Congress, Senator Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, are both reported to have met him individually to express concerns over his bid for the White House. Nancy Pelosi, the former House Speaker, has also privately told him that he cannot beat Donald Trump in November's election. Mr. Biden's re-election attempt was already being buffeted by growing dissentment among top Democrats after his disastrous debate performance against Donald Trump last month. Announcing his COVID infection on Wednesday, Mr. Biden's press secretary said the 81-year-old was facing mild symptoms. He would isolate at his home in Delaware while carrying out all of his duties fully, said Karine Jean-Pierre. She added that the president was vaccinated and boosted. He has tested positive for COVID twice before. Mr. Biden was seen earlier in the day visiting supporters in Las Vegas and speaking at an event. He was forced to cancel a speech later in the day at Unidos US, a Latino civil rights organization. It marked a sudden and debilitating end to a trip that was supposed to see Mr. Biden hitting the campaign trail again with full force after the pause sparked by the attempted assassination of his rival, Donald Trump. The president had spent time in Las Vegas trying to revive his appeal among Hispanic voters, with whom his poll lead has slipped since 2020. Later on Wednesday, he was seen moving slowly and cautiously up the steps to Air Force One. He was not wearing a mask. As he boarded the plane, he was heard to say, "Good, I feel good." So that's him. He's saying that he feels good. They say that his symptoms are mild. I don't think that this should be a deterrent. However, I'm concerned that it will be for a lot of people. Mr. Biden has faced growing calls to withdraw from the election race in recent weeks. During their separate private meetings with Mr. Biden, which took place last week, Mr. Schumer and Mr. Jeffries expressed concerns that his presence at the top of the November election ticket could hurt their chances for controlling either chamber in Congress, according to multiple reports. After the reports, White House spokesman Andrew Bates said the president told both leaders he is the nominee of the party, he plans to win, and looks forward to working with both of them to pass his 100 days agenda to help working families. A spokesperson for Mr. Jeffries said it was a private conversation that will remain private. Mr. Schumer's office called the reporting idle speculation and added that the Democrat leader conveyed the views of his caucus directly to President Biden. Ms. Pelosi, too, is said by CNN to have told the president in a recent conversation that polling suggested he could harm the Democrats' chance of winning the House in November. The president pushed back, at which Ms. Pelosi asked for input on key data from President's longtime advisor, according to CNN, which cited 4 sources briefed on the call. It's not clear when the conversation took place. Ms. Pelosi's office told the news she had not been in touch with the president since Friday. She still have an office, even though she don't have no standing?
Who?
Nancy Pelosi.
What was the question you just asked?
Home office.
Is it her office? Ms. Pelosi's office told CNN that she had not been in touch with the president since Friday.
Yeah, her probably personal office.
Personal.
Yeah.
About 24 Democratic politicians have publicly called for Mr. Biden to step aside in recent weeks, including Adam Schiff, a congressman from California, who has called on Mr. Biden to pass the torch. Mr. Schiff said Mr. Biden has been one of the most consequential presidents in our nation's history, and he could secure his legacy of leadership by allowing another Democrat to step forward.
Who? How come everybody keeps saying if he's the best person, questioning if he's the best person, but nobody yet yet has presented someone that could be able to beat Donald Trump. I don't understand. We're so problem centered and no solution. All right, you don't want Biden to do it. Then who do you think should do it? If it's you, say it's you. But we can't just be like, oh no, Biden can't do it 2 months before the election. Let's have him drop out and not have a plan of who can.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. In an interview with BET, Mr. Biden said he did not feel he could pass the mantle with the country so divided. The president also said for the first time that he would consider dropping out of the race if any of his doctors said he had a medical condition.
Yeah.
I don't like all this propaganda. I'm over it. I'm about to just log myself out from the world. I'll be back in September.
That's how. Yeah, it's really unfortunate that this is what the conversation is. Yeah. Like 2 months. Like we should have. Biden is no worse today than he was 1 year ago. And I feel like if all these Democrats that are rising up now saying something, if they were so concerned, the conversation about Biden not being the Democratic nominee should have happened before we made Biden the Democratic nominee.
I agree.
I'm not really sure what our strategy is around this. It seems like we're so weak as a party that we have no idea how damaging this is to the people who are still on the fence trying to figure out if they're voting Democrat or Republican because they don't know nothing else.
Just having a conversation in general is damaging, period. Just having it.
It's upsetting to me and my homegirls. And I don't know. I'm upset and I don't want to talk about it.
Let's talk about this other foolishness though. Why are Republicans wearing fake air bandages?
And to show they're in solidarity.
Oh, where's mine? Because I too in solidarity.
Delegates seen wearing air bandages at Republican convention in solidarity with Trump. The bandages worn simply to honor Trump and to express sympathy for him and unity with him, one delegate told.
They don't think that's crazy? You don't think that's a crazy thing to do?
It's disrespectful to the man that lost his life, and it's crazy and unhinged. This is a cult. It is a cult.
You D-heads, they for real. I don't want to play this. Y'all, I'm gonna see y'all in November, in December with Tristan because I'm not playing these games. They really have bandages on their ear like it's Nelly.
Several delegates at the Republican National Convention, including Arizona's Stacey Goodman and Joe Neglia, were spotted donning air bandages that mirrored the one being worn by former President Donald Trump after he was wounded during an assassination attempt that missed at his Pennsylvania rally on Saturday. Yesterday, when he came in and there was this eruption of love in the room, I thought, what can I do to honor the truth? What can I possibly do? And then I saw the bandage and I thought, I can do that. So I put it on simply to honor Trump and to express sympathy with him and unity with him, said Joe Neglia. Neglia said he made the bandages.
Just to go to the... I want you to...
You want to hear the people?
Don't you say no more words about this. Look at this bullshit.
President Trump said a new fashion statement, and we're standing in solidarity with him for his wound. And
new fashion statement.
Mike Nice said they put maxi pads on their ears.
So out of solidarity, we said, you know what? Let's show Donald Trump that we support him.
I mean, this is utter and precise assholery that I am seeing here. Are you people effing serious? These are adult people with functioning brains. These are people that have the ability to think. That is doing this. I hate America. I hate it here.
She said assassination attempt is a new fashion statement. Boy, I tell you,
it's not a real place.
I want to go to another country and watch American news with them and just see. I want to go to like someplace like Jamaica or something like that and listen to the Yardies literally get into how foolish America is. Because I want to go to Barbados and listen to them Terrible talking people. Tell us.
Derek Felix said people are getting tattoos of the day he got shot.
Oh, man.
Boy, I tell you, Merca is in the shambles. Is in the shambles. We are doomed to damnation. Y'all, we deserve.
They have envelopes. There's a male version and a female version because there are only two genders. Said the same man. Other attendees were spotted sporting the look too.
I'm sorry, excuse me?
That's what
there are male bandages and female bandages?
I literally had to stop and scratch my head because...
Are we talking about the anatomy of a bandage, of a piece of cloth?
They said.
Oh,
That's
wow.
what they said. Trump received a warm welcome again from delegates at the RNC on Tuesday night, where lawmakers, activists, and everyday Americans spoke about immigration, crime, and fentanyl crisis, fitting the night's theme of making America safe again. This time, Trump arrived alongside his newly picked running mate, Ohio Senator J.D. Vance, where they took seats in Trump's family box. I just don't understand.
When I did it the other day on the radio, it was in jest because I was making fun of said situation.
But when I saw him come out, I posted on Facebook, who put that envelope on Trump's ears?
100%.
And days later, here these fools are literally placing envelopes on their ears in solidarity.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. That is y'all president. That is y'all America. Those is all your cousins and your auntie. Sorry, Miss Beverly. I'll behave.
I cannot. I don't even know what to say.
I mean, I get it. Because when Trump comes out in the crowd and he sees a sea of bandage heirs, he must feel a sense of pride and feel that his party is loyal to him. And again, the theme here, people, what we're seeing from the Republican Party surrounded somebody that most of them can't stand is uniformity and solidarity. They are going to stick beside him. They're going to stick beside him.
Well, that's all that I have for what I have.
Not the Kotex brains. Oh. Sheesh, Larry. Not Kotex.
Kotex.
Boy, I tell you, Kotex back in the day, they saved a lot of lives. Kotex the one who used to give you toxic shock syndrome.
Mm-hmm. Well, Kotex was a brand.
Oh, yes.
But Kotex, whenever I hear about Kotex,
it feels old.
It feels like them big mattress pads they give you after you give birth. Them big old
them
extra long twin mattresses that they give you to sit between your legs.
Not an extra long twin mattress.
Ay, child, that's what it looks like. And that's it. That's all I have for national news.
My next, that's all you have for national news? What time is it? It's about 10:43. Yeah. Let's go right into the entertainment news in lieu of time. In lieu of time. Antonio Brown puts face on Lil' Kim's breast during steamy night out. This guy better turn.
Does anything that Antonio Brown does, is any of that any kind of...
He's a problem. He needs to be tranquilized.
Yeah.
Antonio Brown got real cozy with Lil' Kim at a party over the weekend, putting his face on her breasts, grabbing a handful of her butt, and even at one point kissing her on the lips. Do they go together? The twosome steamy night out all happened on Saturday at a swanky New York yacht bash thrown by celebrity music manager Big Fendi. You can see in a video from the dance floor posted to Brown's Instagram page on Wednesday, Lil' Kim hopped on the mic to entertain partygoers when Brown suddenly got super handsy with her. Check the footage. Brown appears to kiss one of her boobs all while he caresses her buttocks. Kim seems to love it so much that later in the night, the two are spotted smooching. Oh. It appears they hung out for most of the evening together, even when Kim wasn't on the microphone. In another video Brown posted to his IG, you can see they sat next to each other in what looked like the VIP section.
They was canoodling.
No word at all if this was just a one-night thing or start of a high-profile romance, but either way, that was a party. The only way that he would be touching on her in such a manner is if they were If they were in
relations.
cahoots, right? If they were at least, doing the horizontal, or doing some dry hunching.
Yeah.
Maybe. And she's sitting next to him. Ain't Antonio Brown like 29?
I don't know. He's old news though.
And she like 59? I know that he's problematic
Probably
as
about 50.
she's problematic as F. So he's problematic as F. So I'm not really sure what is happening here.
What is her shoes?
Maybe it's the alcohol.
Kim like bad. She like him bad.
That's terrible.
Lil Kim age.
John Magliano not dating Caitlyn O'Connor just for chance. Not sure who either one of those are. This guy better turn out to be a great dad, because the way the media keeps up with the I just want to be a dad thing is a bit much now. Like, we get it. Sophia froze the eggs and didn't let you have any. If you want to play for kids so bad, start helping single mothers.
We talked about them yesterday.
So who are they?
Joe Magliano and Sofia Vergara.
Oh, Sofia Vergara.
Yeah.
What about them?
They're going through a nasty divorce.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we spoke about that yesterday, right?
Yeah. Britney Spears slams Ozzy Osbourne after dancing criticism. The tired-ass Ozzy Osbourne still has enough brain cells to complain about somebody. I would have thought the drugs would have turned him into a nice person.
Ouch.
Ooh, Jelly.
Britney wrote that?
No, that's what Jelly wrote.
Oh.
Our producer Jelly wrote that. Britney Spears has some words for Ozzy Osbourne after he clapped all over her free-spirited dance videos, and in the same breath, she's sticking up for Kate Beckinsale. The pop star went off on the Black Sabbath rocker Wednesday, not long after Ozzy aired out his opinion on BS's habit of throwing up dance clips of herself at home, where she's often twirling around and wearing hardly anything at all. What did he say to her? So, Britney is a mess with that twirling around foolishness. She says, have you guys ever seen the movie Serendipity with Kate Beckinsale? Well, let me tell you, if you haven't, you definitely should. I adore Kate, especially because she's from London. I realized how incredibly cruel people were talking about her IG, saying she needs more age-appropriate content. She's in her 50s, and I thought it was pretty badass how she responded with a mini bow in the air, mini bow in her hair, looking literally 4 years old. Not as bad as some of my comments saying it's sad that I'm as old as I am and I'm dancing every day on my IG. I hardly ever dance. I don't want to read this about Britney. I have the
words from Ozzy.
Yes, what did he say?
Would you like to hear good old Ozzy?
Yeah, let me see what Ozzy said.
Okay, Ozzy.
Is that the daughter? Her head is so big.
Yeah, all these people look like they was on drugs. I saw some.
Golly, that's
Tree Fella. And
wow, that's
says,
the daughter.
When will we see Kelly do these
I didn't even realize that's the daughter. They all look like they're on heavy drugs.
TikTok dances on the podcast? Never.
You're not going to be a TikTok dancer?
No, I don't know how to do TikTok dances. I don't know where anybody would ever think that I would.
It seems to me that TikTok, when it first started with like people doing silly dances, and now it's developed into so much more.
You're just saying that because you're the biggest TikTok junkie and you're just trying to be like, no, but there's more to it than that.
There is.
I'm fed up with seeing poor old Britney Spears on YouTube.
Dancing.
What?
Every fucking day. It's sad.
Poor little
very,
thing.
Very sad.
Yeah, very sad indeed.
It's heartbreaking.
It is.
Right.
All right.
What did he say in the beginning? It's But can you play the other video of Britney actual dancing? Because I think our audience would love to see that. I know that our audience would. No, up, scroll down. Down. Right there. It's a compilation video of Britney dancing, and I think that's the type of happiness that we need in our lives.
Schneider said they look like Pez dispensers.
They do.
How they got the nerve to talk about Britney when they all look like bobbleheads? They all look like they on a. Oh man, listen. They all look like on a pipe.
Geez, Tristan, not on the pipe.
Not on a pipe.
Golly.
Where is it? Here it is.
It's right there. Let's look at Britney dancing. Everybody gather around. Everybody gather around for this nice.
That's a nice pose.
Oh, that's
right
nice. This, look at her. No, she's a devil in a red outfit. Britney is so rectangular.
They don't got the ones where she had the knives?
No,
Whoa.
wow, look at that. Oh, look at that outfit. That is fancy. Oh, wow.
What is she shaped like?
Like a rectangular, like a Pez. She's actually shaped like a Pez holder as well. That looks nice. I thought it was actual dancing with music. That's what I wanted you guys to see, but it's not, unfortunately. So, can't help you. Can't give you guys any friends some excitement. Prince documentary is dead in the water after 4 years of production due to dramatic factual inaccuracies. Oh, damn.
Dramatic? What?
After 4 years, y'all realized that it was inaccurate?
After making it? Because shouldn't it be made?
Exactly. A 6-part Prince documentary for Netflix directed by Ezra Edelman is dead in the water after representatives for the late artist's estate claimed a first cut of the film was filmed with dramatic factual inaccuracies and sensationalized rendering of certain events from his life. Sources close to the situation tell Variety magazine. Edelman, best known for his OJ Made in American documentary, has been quietly working on the film for 4 years and is said to be devastated by the impasse. The news was first reported by Puck. While the deal for the documentary calls for a 6-hour series, Edelman instead delivered 9 hours, a violation of the agreement that presumably enabled the estate to withhold music rights. Although Netflix and Edelman maintained final cut of the film, a Prince documentary without his music would face daunting, if not insurmountable, creative and commercial obstacles. The original deal for the documentary, which has never officially announced but reported exclusively by Variety in 2018, was made between Netflix and representatives of Comerica Bank, the interim executor for Prince's estate. Edelman, who was enlisted to replace original director Ava DuVernay, was given extensive access. How come she's not doing it?
Right.
Was given extensive access to Prince's archives and produced a cut of the film that was screened recently for insiders. Details of the alleged inaccuracies were not clear, but an unnamed source insisted to Puck that it's not revelations of drug use or sexual stuff. Instead, sources tells Variety that the estate felt strongly that certain events had been sensationalized and not properly fact-checked, and that those claims were met with opposition by Edelman. On the other hand, different sources told Puck and Variety that the issues were more about control, and the estate felt that the documentary was not sufficiently positive. I want to see it.
Me too.
I extremely want to see it now.
It sounds like they have another one else in the works, though.
Reps for Netflix, Macmillan, Primary Wave, and CAA, which represents Edelman, declined or did not respond to Verity's request for comment.
He needs to sue them because after I put 4 years into this work,
now you give me the LK.
Right.
Now you telling me it's dead in the water.
That's crazy.
Take it out the water.
Schneider said Britney Spears is shaped like a Tetris piece.
Yep, the long, flat, rectangle one. The gray one.
She could fit into anyone.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, Tasha K's back at it, and this time Soulja Boy is suing Tasha K. You and William, the baddest, crossed the line with those gay rumors. Oh. Soulja Boy has filed a lawsuit against social media personalities Tasha K and William, the baddest. The Crank That rapper star is suing over comments he claims were made on Tasha K's Unwind with Tasha K podcast about Williams and the rapper being in a romantic relationship, which Soulja claims are nothing but big fat lies. According to the lawsuit, William told Tasha on the podcast in May that he and Soulja Boy were lovers in graphic detail, and the clip went viral online. Soulja says he gave both Tasha and William a chance to right their wrongs by sending them a retraction letter around the time he made his social media post denying the allegations. But now Soulja's upping the ante, suing the pair for defamation, sexual harassment, violation of rights to privacy, intentional infliction of emotional distress, and more. Williams, for his part, later doubled down and tattooed Soulja Boy's name on his cheek in purple ink, no less.
Oh, damn.
Oh, wow. Soulja is suing for more than $16 million in total damages.
Yeah, sue him.
Well, you know.
Sue him.
I mean, is there any? There's a video up here with the boy and with the man and Soulja. Tasha K, the baddest, sleeping with Soulja Boy. This one. Up.
This one?
No. What's this? This one.
Okay.
And
I was like, hey, what's up? I loved it. I had some lube. It was lubey. It was everything, and it was perfect. It was what? And he
Did you say lubey?
Yeah. White.
But I do not play that way. On my life, on my soul, on God, on heaven, I can go to hell right now. Strike me down right now, nigga. If I'm lying, why me, God? Why they playing with my name on this internet like this, God? Oh, hell no, y'all got me up. Lawsuits is incoming. Uh-oh. Lawsuits is on the way. I need...
He said it was very lubey?
Yeah, he said it was very lubey. It was perfect.
Oh.
Why would you do that?
That made me spit.
Why would you do that to that man? Why would you say that about him if it's not true?
I know. And to say in such detail.
Right.
And I think that's right. You can't just be going and outing people on the podcast without letting them, unless they outed already. Like, why are you on Tasha K don't want to stop? Tasha K don't want to chill out a little bit, just a tad bit.
She just want all the smoke, it seems
all
like.
the time.
And I just
I'm
don't understand that.
confused.
Why would you want your life to be so confusion all the time?
Like complete confusion.
I don't know.
Like you always want to be sued by everybody all the time.
Right.
I don't want everybody to talk my money. I don't want every time that I get a money that somebody come and sue me for some bull crap that I said out of my own free will.
Right.
That is crazy.
And why can't you just be nice?
Yes. I don't know. A rumor. Yeah. Boy, I tell you.
That's just why Soldier Boy still look 12.
He do. And he's got some big old white teeth.
He drank vampire blood.
Kim Kardashian chopped her finger to the bone.
Oh.
And that's sad.
Oh.
I'm so sorry to hear that. Yeah, there's nothing really else going on right now. Yeah, everything seems just about regular. I don't know. Like when you try to find some good news and
regular for what life is right now.
Yeah, like everything is a mess. There's just a whole bunch of WTF. Pop Smoke's mother responds to disrespectful comments from one of his killers. Oh wow.
Yeah.
They was
Adam
being
22 interviewed one of Pop Smoke's killers in the last week.
In jail?
And what did he say?
No, he's out of jail. He served his time.
How did he serve his time for killing Pop
He was 16 when it happened.
Oh.
So I think he served 6-7 years, got out. Now he's on.
It's been that long since Pop Smoke's been dead?
Yeah. He went
That's
to Adam
crazy.
22's podcast and was talking reckless. Said
What
he
did he
has
say?
no remorse. Said Pop Smoke still, they asked him if he had, Adam 22 asked him if he had any remorse on, on his actions, and he said no. Pop Smoke made music about killing people. And
He said, I'm not sorry about nothing. It should have never happened, but I ain't sorry. If I could go back, I'll go back, but I ain't sorry, N-word. N-words die every day. Pop Smoke was rapping about it, all types of ish. So I ain't sorry about it. I send my condolences to his family. I wish it never happened, but I don't regret nothing, Blockstar said. Oh, wow.
Oh, he need to go back to jail.
I'm not tuned into that. I'm not part of what he says. So he says, Audrey Jackson responded to the question about Blockstar's release in his recent interview, stating that he doesn't follow updates on such matters. He says, I'm not tuned into that. It's not a part of my world. I have people will come and say, have you heard? They'll hit me up and say, Ma, you okay? Jackson stated. Audrey Jackson further clarified that she chooses not to dwell on the disrespectful remarks made by Blockstar. She says, I felt a way when you just said he was being disrespectful because I've been told he's been interviewing and being disrespectful. I gotta let that go because that'll eat me up. I gotta let that go. The bottom line is your life is over. His life is finished. He's living, but if that's his approach to what he's done, life is done for him, Jackson explained. Yeah, that's crazy. I just feel like why are you doing interviews after I get his street cred. He's out, he did his time, he's down in history, is killing Pop Smoke. I guess that's lit. I don't know. I'm confused. People don't care. People just don't care about anything anymore. And that is heartbreaking.
Everybody's rude.
Everybody's very rude. And that's all we have for today. Bobby Steels will be up next playing some fine sweet up music. We're gonna have a great day with him in the studio. Keep it locked right here, Spark FM Online. Saucy and Friends in the morning. We'll see you guys tomorrow for F Word Friday with our late breakfast stories, scenarios, music, entertainment, and more. Boy.
live worldwide. This is Spark FM.
Did you get a call or message